Hi.
welcome to everyone across the globe.
Press the
We
button
should be
there,
on the way
almost wasn't
very
ready.
shortly.
Right,
The
I've got
players will be
14
with
minutes
us
of game
anytime now.
footage that I've
I'm your
armed
commentator
myself
Peter
with.
Drury, and providing
And
his
as you'll
unique
see
brand
from
of
the title
expert
of this little
analysis,
clip
here's
that
Jim Beck. Thanks, Peter. It's a pleasure and a
put up,
privilege for me to be here.
email in again. So email in this game site that I've been sending emails to, that I've been reading out on my videos of YouTube. Got another PES video. I decided to do PES because basically it fits in about 15 minutes and it's relatively easy to do, so apologies for it being PES every time I talk about this stuff. But the other thing that fits in is obviously, you know, the footage that I've got up that shows that it's broken. Anyway, so I haven't been getting replies from this game site, which I think is standard operating procedure. They haven't been, obviously, they haven't been putting them in the inbox for other readers to read, because, you know, it's not in their interest to, is it? And so that's why I've taken the time to do little videos and read out what I've sent, to sort of catalogue it, and also to let other people, some of whom do read this gaming site, know what I've been doing. And know what I've been putting in my emails. So these have actually been sent. I'm looking at my laptop now, and if I've clicked on the sent items, these have actually been sent. Every one of them that I've read out has actually been sent. So my latest one was sent a few days ago, and it says this: Hi GC. I didn't see my emails published in the inbox or receive a reply regarding your review of Forza Motorsport 6 versus the reality of how the game actually played at launch and subsequently after numerous patches, that it is still factually broken. Consider me surprised and concerned. Do you think it might be a good idea to let your readers know that your review was not accurate? I do. It might also be a very good idea to let your readers know that you are far from the only review site that failed to review the game correctly, and by extension raise awareness that game sites fail to let customers know whether a game is actually factually broken, as in the case of Forza Motorsport 6, and that inflated falsified reviews and that inflated falsified reviews exist solely to mislead the readership and lead potential buyers into parting with their money for a broken game. A dictionary definition of fraud might help. It might also help to explain properly the relationship between publishers and the gaming press, and what that means for readers of gaming sites, and the direct relationship of sales/profits, as nicely explained in this vid by Event Status from around 20 minutes 45 seconds, and then I link the Event Status vid that I've been linking, which hopefully you've seen. It's Devil May Cry Part 5, Devil May Cry Part 5, Part 1, Lowered Expectations, Ebony. That's the one I linked, where he gets all the statistics from, the data collected, and about reviews and people who have seen reviews and haven't seen reviews, and what that means in terms of sales and stuff like that. So I linked to that one, and then underneath I've continued. You never did answer whether you found it difficult to do your jobs, or if you had too much pressure from the industry, or for that matter whether you received incentives in return for a favourable review. I'd still love to hear whether you think an industry ombudsman would help customers, and if you're in favour of one. And then I make a little spelling mistake here. I put do you believe that game review so I'll correct it as I'm talking to you now. Do you believe that game review sites need to be checked that they do not mislead potential customers by giving factually broken games glowing reviews and high review scores? Do you believe that awards should not be given to such broken games as these?
And out to safety.
I shall reread that because I've completely misread it. Do you believe that awards should not be given to such broken games, as these are often used to influence potential purchasers? On another note, Troy Levitt has an interesting vid out that gaming journals and readers might find informative. I know this is a subject close to GC's heart, as they gave time and space to Anita Sarkeesian's Tropes vs Women vids and covered Gamergate news. Here is the link to his latest YouTube vid, and if you've had a look at Troy Levitt's YouTube channel, you'll see that he's got another video called Gamergate Round 2, which I've linked, and I've linked that because gaming sites, and Game Central was one of them, they did link Anita Sarkeesian's Tropes vs Women. They have, I mean, there was an article a bit ago, Event Status covered it, because it must have been out in America as well. It seems to be a blanket thing that is run. I know it was on Metro's site, whether Game Central actually had anything to do with it, I don't know, but Metro ran the thing about female gamers being, persecuted or whatever, or it's hard to be a female gamer. No, it's not. I mean, as you see from my Drive Club videos, I play Drive Club, I like my driving games, and I've got female friends who play Drive Club, and they're very good. They're some of the best, one of the friends on my friends list is one of the best Drive Club players, and that's a fact. We get on, in the communities. There's no aggro, none at all. I don't know what they're talking about. And of course, as you've seen from my videos, with Dead or Alive, where I put footage up of my daughter playing as well. My daughter's a gamer.
The ball's come loose and the chase is on.
I just think that these articles, they're clickbait, aren't they? And of course, Anita Sarkeesian has an agenda. She gets money. So I just think that these are important subjects for games players to understand, because it's important for the customers, for you and me, who are interested in video games and have clicked on a gaming site. When we see these articles, it's important to know that there is an agenda about this. These people who started Gamergate, the journalists, have an agenda. So I just felt that this is important, since Troy Levitt is, a veteran game developer. Why not send this to gamer sites? Because they're the ones that have been putting this stuff out there about, and giving time and space, giving the Flames airtime of Anita Sarkeesian. They're the ones that started it. So why not have a veteran game developer talking about these things and send it to them? Because that is, important stuff for us games players to read and understand. So, because they won't do it, I'm recommending games players to go to Troy Levitt's YouTube channel and have a look at the stuff that he's put up. It's very interesting. And then I just finish off, getting back to my email just by saying regards as always, and then me. So that's the email that I sent. I have been keeping doing that, even though I've been getting no response and nothing's been put up on the actual site for anybody to read, which is not a surprise. Let's face it. They're not going to admit that publishers and game journalists, copulate together, are they? In such business terms, to mislead the public. They're not going to do that. But we all know it's out there. I mean, Troy Levitt talks about the relationship between game publishers and journos in his videos, and I've mentioned that before. He talked about it in his first Gamergate one. So if you've never seen his videos on Gamergate, and obviously I've talked about the link to number 2, go to his YouTube site and click on Gamergate, the first Gamergate vid, and you'll get the explanation from a veteran game developer how this relationship between game publishers and game journos work. And you'll understand, as I said before, get to understand how the industry works. You'll understand a bit more about how the industry works if you watch it. And then, of course, if you watch number 2 as well, you'll understand this agenda. And there is one. So, I've kind of lost my point. Wandered around a pretty garden and forgot where I was supposed to be going. Yeah, but I'll try and put links in when I put this video up anyway. I'm just looking at my vid. I'm about 11 minutes into this now. So, I think anything else to cover? Yeah, I'm not going to get a response, am I? If you're a game site, you're not going to give time and space to somebody bringing to light certain things or trying to needle you. That was right. That's what I was going to talk about. I had a look because I followed up my little sort of thing about fraud, and I had a look at a couple of sites that deal with, for example, false advertising. And if a company is guilty of fraud by telling customers that a product it does this when it or that when it doesn't. And I think that they seem to think, publishers and game journals, this is only from my perspective, it's only a personal opinion, but they seem to think that there's some kind of loophole here where they can't be incriminated. Because if a game site says a game is brilliant, normally that's based on subjective stuff. However, as we can clearly see from just a couple of instances that I'm putting up to do with PES over the years, the different iterations, different years of PES, 2015, 16 and 17, and what the links that I've showed about Forza 6, where games players have shown it to be broken at launch and still. Subjective opinions do not cover factually broken games. So, if a review site is, giving these good scores, and they have been, coaxed by the publisher, given incentives, they've been treated nicely, like Troy Levitt talks about, they give them nice dinners and they do this. They want to ensure that when they sit down for the first time with their game that they've invested a lot of money in, that their reaction is positive. This relationship can be proved. Game developers have talked about it, there's links here and there. So I'm of the opinion that it's not a loophole at all, it's a closed thing, and that fraud can actually be proven. Be interesting. Anyway, I'm coming to the end of this vid, so as always, whatever you're doing, take care.